Many people feel a great sense of accomplishment and satisfaction when working. Whether it be fixing cars, filing taxes, or showing people to their seats, jobs provide people with a sense of purpose and security. Yet, there is a population within the U.S. who is not afforded the same privilege of working.
According to U.S. law, under the American with Disabilities Act, a person with a disability either has a mental or physical disability, which restrains them from performing one or more life activities like walking, talking, thinking cognitively. Many disabilities are visible and invisible. I call them individuals with different abilities. It's like you or I or anybody else getting a job. They get a job because they can do the job that's purported for them to do, not because they have a disability.
I get to work with other people who are like me but have different jobs at the building.
Throughout the United States, employers struggle to find and withhold employees, while the largest population of individuals who want to work remain excluded.
The appalling unemployment rate for folks with disabilities in this country is over 70%. In society, we should incorporate everyone to ensure people with different abilities, disabilities are able to do the job that they can do. A federal law that was passed in 1938 called the Wagner-O'Day Act said anybody with a disability that can provide goods or services to the United States government must be hired. Now, they're working full-time, making very good salaries, paying taxes like the rest of us, and are an asset to society as opposed to a burden.
The biggest employer misconception is that people with disabilities will not perform to the same standard as their colleagues, that managers will not expect the same level of productivity, and that the cost of a reasonable accommodation outweighs the benefit of hiring the person. The last 20 years has demonstrated that all of those misconceptions are untrue.
Many people think people with disabilities are a burden. I think they're an asset that's untapped, and we have to work on that.
Approximately 42.5 million individuals with disabilities, or 13% of the civilian non-institutionalized population, are eager to work. And with innovative training tools such as virtual reality, they can excel in the workforce. For over 55 years, Work Inc. has been leading the charge in ensuring all people achieve their career goals. Work Inc. establishes programs and services to help individuals with disabilities have the opportunity to participate in community life via meaningful work.
We were established in 1965. Folks with disabilities from the turn of the century were institutionalized, cast away from society, and put in decrepit institutions. But it all changed when John F. Kennedy signed the Community Mental Health Act. The federal government said to the states, deinstitutionalize, and if you don't, we're not going to support you in supporting individuals with disabilities. That started a movement called deinstitutionalization, and that gave birth to agencies like Work Inc. all across the country. But the difference at Work Inc. is our first CEO was a PhD psychologist. He firmly believed in a saying, work is the great equalizer. Society has not recognized the vast number of folks with disabilities attempting to get them into the workforce. And unfortunately, we as taxpayers are supporting them. That's a paradigm we need to shift. We need to use those benefits to get them into work, not to guarantee them a life of poverty. And that's where we're at today, in 2024.
As individuals with disabilities have learned to advocate for themselves and to compromise less, society's views have changed. People with disabilities have met intense challenges to rise and to have their place in society, and that's had a positive impact on people's perceptions. Access to support is critical to a person's trajectory into a career. At Work Incorporated, we use an affirmative process. That means we focus on what an individual can do, not what they cannot do. Our employment specialists work with them to try to identify their interests. You may have a person who wants to be a firefighter, So being able to speak to a firefighter to see what exactly happens in those types of jobs is critical. A lot of folks with disabilities don't have the same opportunities to experience many of the activities that people without disabilities have, doing those summer lawn mowing jobs and learning what they like to do, where they want to be, what type of environment. And so our employment specialists help map that out. Once they get a job, they go into the job and they help to support the person in terms of training, hoping to create natural support so that they can then fade and no longer have to be there, so that the person is a part of the vibrant culture of the business. And the service is free to employers. Quality supports consist of well-trained professional staff that are able to facilitate career advancement and good employment outcomes for people in areas that they have their interest and aptitude. The higher you expect a person to go, the higher they will strive to go.
Work Inc. is challenging the limits set on individuals with disabilities to change lives. Serving over 1,500 individuals with a spectrum of disabilities, Work Inc. is at the forefront of vocational services providing meaningful work.
What we do is work with our individuals with disabilities, find out what their aspirations, their goals are. In the old days, it was looking at the help wanted ads and put somebody as a bagger in a supermarket. Those days are gone. We find out what an individual wants to do, just like you or I, and we do a career development plan for them. And if there's a job opened in any of our employers that we work with, we don't say, can you hire a person with a disability? We say, we have a person that we support at Work Inc. who meets the criteria for the job you are advertising for. Would you kindly interview them? Once we place several people in a job like that, I get calls from employers saying, can you send us more people like that? Because they show up on time every day, they don't call in sick, they don't even want to take vacations, and they're a great asset for any employer.
Quirk Auto has been involved with Work Inc. for many years. Work Inc. has provided many opportunities for the Quirk organization to employ people with disabilities. We've had a good relationship with this company, and it's given everyone an opportunity to have a good, prosperous situation.
Like, I wanted to help people who need help along the way. And so when I have this job, it means I get to meet other people, like introduce myself to them, and then get to make more friends.
Work Inc. has been a place for opportunity to showcase my skills, and also meet with other people I've never met before.
Work Inc. has helped me to pursue a job by helping me with job skills, resume. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
They look out for me. They want me there. They want things to go well for me. And I think that it's good for us to be out there.
That job is great. Everybody love me and everybody tell me we here, we know, and we can help you for everything.
It's a dream come true working here. I couldn't be any more thankful.
To find out more, visit www.workinc.org.